Yeah, what's up, dude?
Good evening, sire.
It is evening, actually.
So, yeah. Unlike our other recordings where we're always recording in the mornings or the afternoons, it is night.
It is 8:15.
The sun has gone down. The devils are
I
out.
was gonna say something because the sun goes down. Something. I can't remember the other part of that. Probably something maybe funny. Maybe it was. I don't know. Either way,
Well,
what's up?
did you watch? Okay, I gotta ask before we get into the Naruto news, or not Naruto, anime news, but there is a Naruto news, so
Fuck yeah. Okay.
we'll get to that in a second. Did you finish off The Boys? I know we don't talk about this, but I just want to hear your reaction to the ending if you saw it.
That's a sentence. Did you finish off The Boys? That's a fucking sentence. I did finish season 4, which we can talk.
Okay,
We can chat about
gotcha.
that too, real quick, before we get into the anime stuff. So this season to me was the slowest so far out of all 4, but I feel like the finale wrapped it up perfectly and made it
Oh my
really
God.
good. It made it worth the kind of a little bit of a drag, in my opinion. Like, not that it was bad, but just I guess the other seasons are just that good.
They were,
And so
yeah.
it's just like not as good as those, but still really good.
I just loved how they actually took the time to sneak in all the Gen V characters in,
finally,
especially at the end.
yeah.
Like, well, you know, in earlier this season, I think it was like episode 3 or 4 when they're breaking into that building in the vents, the kids that are on stage are the 2 kids from Gen V.
Oh
It's
yeah,
Sam and
yep,
I
yep,
can't.
yep, yep.
Yeah, they're on stage like getting interviewed.
Yeah, I
or
saw
whatever.
them as like they were introducing them early on, and then they just never showed them again. So it had me curious, like what their plan was, and then they brought them, full circle around at the end there, which the great finale. Just I don't think they could have ended the season better, because all it does is set you up for the hype of next season. So
Yeah, which is, I believe, the last season,
final season,
if I'm not
you're right.
mistaken.
It is.
Yeah.
I heard that
Which I'm glad for,
Yeah.
to be honest.
If they can land the plane, it'll be great. I heard the comic ends perfectly, and if they can do that in the show, then maybe we'll have a good show start to finish.
Well, from my understanding, they've already veered from the comic
Really?
relatively. Not like they've added characters that weren't in the comics.
Okay.
I know for a fact one of the characters that is supposed to be in the comics is not the way that they're supposed to be right now. So I don't understand how they could do the way that the comic is supposed to end, because this character that's not in the comics right now is pivotal for that ending. So.
Okay. Wow.
But I don't want to say anything without ruining anything. They may do something to fix that
Yeah,
later
maybe
on.
they'll
We'll
come back
see.
around.
But
Be cool.
yeah.
Great
So-
show though.
But I agree. Let's hop into some anime news though.
Let's do it.
So first off, I want to say let's start with the light because there's a little bit darker one. I'll start with the lighter one, then go dark.
no.
Cool news. Naruto is getting a crossover comic.
I saw this somewhere.
Naruto is getting a crossover comic with the Teenage
That's
Mutant
right. I
Ninja
saw
Turtles.
it somewhere, and I didn't believe it, and I just kept going. I was like, "There's no way."
It's officially announced. It's a collaboration between IDW and Viz Media, and they've got some big names working on it. One of the main illustrators for the Power Rangers comic books, they've got him on it. One of the guys from Sonic and the Hedgehog's comic books is writing the dialogue and everything. And the artwork, if you go to Comic Books Review or CBR.com, they have some really cool artwork of the turtles with like Anbu Black Ops masks
so
on.
sick.
They've got
Okay. Cool. I mean, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I saw that post on Instagram and I laughed. I was like, "That's cool," and I was like, "There's no way." And I was doing something, I guess, because I didn't look into it, but it's really funny.
I saw someone post where it's like Naruto's trading like Frog Kumite for like turtle power. Something like that somewhere. But it's supposed to be young Naruto. It's not Shippuden,
Okay.
so it's like original
Okay.
Naruto. So I'll be looking out for that. To be honest, I probably will read that because I feel like that's going to be a fun comic. So the second piece of news today that I have that I said was a little bit more on the depressing side was apparently one of the Attack on Titan editors was sentenced to 11 years in prison today for murdering his wife.
Holy.
Or wait, sorry, let me correct that. Not today. He was just, I can't tell you the exact, it was July 18th.
Recently.
That's what it was. Yeah, recently. So July 18th, yeah.
One of the editors?
One of the editors was convicted of murder, killing his wife, and 11 years in prison. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That's insane.
And it was actually
Yeah,
a retrial. So apparently he had been on trial for this before. They had ruled him not at fault, and then there was a retrial, and they found him at fault the second time. So
Wow.
yep. Not so much
Wow.
about anime, but anime.
That's crazy. It's
Adjacent.
anime adjacent,
Yeah.
Holy.
So-
Okay. So the thing I saw was it looks like Sony Pictures will be involved in the production of the 3 Demon Slayer movies.
Oh hell yeah.
So I don't know.
That's good.
How much truth there is? I'm looking right now. Just something I saw on Instagram.
Well, that's cool. We should look out for some more information on that. I'm sure they'll send out more updates if that's the case.
Yeah. Maybe we can report some more info back when we get it. But that's what it's looking like right now.
That's
This
cool.
artwork is so sick. Holy cow. Okay. Yeah, man.
That's a
So-
big move. I guess we can jump into the main topics.
Do it. Let's do it. All right, let's start with, we got 2. Oh,
Yeah.
short episode, by the way, this week. Just we are kind of squeezed for time, and we're not really reviewing much anyways, but we got Tower of God and MHA. Just knock out Tower of God real quick. You want to take it?
Yeah. This episode was actually, it was slower than the other ones a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
And it confused me at first when they were explaining the game. I had to go back and reread how the game actually worked for this episode.
You're talking about with like I can't remember the
The
title.
leaders and the guardians. I believe
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
like you had a leader and then you had a guardian of the room.
I like the leader can go to other rooms and basically beat others and get them under his
Yes.
what he can take their whatever's the connector or whatever, but then the guardian had to stay in the room.
Yeah, the guardian had to stay in the room to guard the room, I'm assuming. And then you could like form teams or you could take the rooms by force. And then our main character, he had special rules where he didn't have to abide by those. He could participate or he could go and try and take the Proctor's controller and then
right.
go back to his room and then as long as he had those, he was done. And I thought our man was, because we knew exactly when the Proctor said that what this man was about to do. He headed straight for him.
Yeah, for sure. Why would
And
you
I
not?
thought this man was about to go in and wax ass. I really did. I don't know why, but I thought.
I mean, he was slumping everyone else.
Yeah.
Was he hitting like a time stop? What was that?
I don't know. It did look like he almost like froze time for a second.
Yeah.
And then you know what? I think our boy is a baseball fan. The Proctor sounded like he was a baseball fan.
Talking about Ness.
Yeah, Ness. Yeah.
He looks like Ness to me. I think they're calling him Love.
I think his name is Love. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a fan of baseball and looks really dumb. Dumb character design and kind of annoying. So I really want him to get his ass beat, but we are currently in the middle of the fight as the episode ends. So
You never miss a chance to just shit on somebody's character design, do you?
dude, it just baffles me sometimes because these artists will have a really cool story and then it's like they just drop this turd in there and it's like, what the fuck are you, why why did you do that? And the number one culprit is that motherfucker that makes MHA. He is numero uno bad idea maker.
For the worst character designs. Yeah.
Dude, the worst, because I just don't get it. You pair it with the other characters in that universe, and we'll get into My Hero, but damn, dude. Why? You can't go from Bakugo to the fucking tape elbows guy. That's so stupid. It's such a drastic jump. And the tape elbows guy, not even the worst.
You mean Sarah?
Sure. Yeah, whatever. Tape elbows, that motherfucker. The only one I'll let this dude get away with is grape juice.
Well,
because at least there's something fucking funny about it.
I was about to say, in anime, I think that the most of the time when a character's character design is kind of garbage is generally because they're supposed to be like the comic relief in the anime.
Yeah, I can see
and
that.
Grape Juice is a
Grape Juice does
fantastic example of that.
Yeah, he is a great example. Sometimes I feel like, and I would not blame them, but I feel like when they're coming up with characters, in their head, they're like, I'm going to have to draw this hundreds of times. Let me not do anything too fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I could see that, except that motherfucker with the tail and all the extra limbs, whatever his name is. I think he just has a tail, but it's like, why would you draw an extra appendage? You're going to have to keep drawing this guy. What are you doing? But hey, I guess if it's your job, though, you don't really have much else to do but draw. So I'm just looking at it from my lens of...
Well, I think you have a valid point, but then I look at like animes or mangas like Bleach, where it's just like a masterpiece through and through, and I'm just like, what are all these other people doing compared to this guy?
Well, and pretty simple character design throughout Bleach. Now, I would say outside of like the hollows, which are they vary pretty greatly, and like in their creature design. And while it's all on point, it's, I would say it's got to be nice for Buddy to be drawing a bunch of Soul Reapers that are in these
same
flowing
outfit.
robes, right? It's like, okay, what's the difference here? Oh, the weapon and the hair typically is like, those are the two big differences. Or that,
or tattoos, that type of stuff.
Yeah. But like, as far as your guy getting punched through a bunch of walls, like, well, it's just a dude in a dress flying by, like, I'll say too, like JJK, just that whole manga is obviously very well drawn, but I think of like Sukuna's markings. I'm like, you gotta draw that on every time you do this guy. You have to do the markings, and you have to be able to get it from different angles. You gotta get it when he's getting knocked through walls. Like it's really cool. But
hey, when you get really good at it, it's probably just like second nature. You don't even think about it anymore.
And he probably does it so fucking fast too.
Yeah,
he probably pumps out some stuff. But yeah, Bleach, that was really good thing that you brought up with Bleach. I agree. It's like so well drawn, crisp artwork, but simple. Like it's just not overly complicated.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And I also just love you get the diversity that you get in MHA as far as like abilities and like you talk about Shikais, Bankais, all that stuff. You get that type of diversity, but you don't really have any of like those over the top.
The only
comedy
other guy
characters.
is that, not over the top comedy, but as far as character design, you're gonna have to remind me of his name, but the Fox guy, he's like the only not human guy, right? The big
but even he's not like a dumb design. Like he's
no. I was just sorry, my brain jumped without actually saying the bridge. I was connecting him back to the character design of Bleach characters, where they're all in robes, and like really the biggest differences are what their swords or weapons or jewelry or hair looks like. But that guy is probably the outlier in that show. And the dude that was the captain for research and development, he's a freaky dude. But pretty much everyone else is
human,
a dude or a chick,
basically just human.
Oh god.
So,
yeah.
Well,
back into Bleach so bad. Yeah. Well,
so to bring it back around a little bit to Tower of God, I will say Tower of God is an example of an anime that does a pretty good job of not doing the same thing with every character, which Bleach is kind of guilty of. You all have the same robes, you've got different hairstyles and everything else, but it's kind of cool when you get these like motley crew casts like we've gotten in Tower of God in season 1 and season 2, where they're all pretty well drawn, pretty unique characters. They're not all wearing the same shit. They're all very unique, which is kind
there
of on
is
par
not
with
a lot of
MHA.
uniformity
Yeah.
to any of it yet. I'm curious if we're gonna see more Foog individuals, like more of that organization.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say this episode was cool. There's a little bit of fighting. It was more of a setup episode for what's to come, I think. And we didn't really get any like major lore drop or information. We did get to see our man could just stop people in place, which was kind of cool. So I want to know more about what's behind that power that he's got there.
What his power is.
But for
the
most
chick
part,
that he was in the room with, she's cool. Is her name Yeon?
yeah, I think it's Jan.
So-
Yeah, Jan.
Yeah, she seems pretty cool to me. Hopefully she sticks around.
I think she will be. I think
Like
she's
partisan.
too prevalent to not stick around or at least come up later.
They've
So-
mentioned multiple times of her family name being some like noble family, so I'm expecting her to play a bigger role throughout the story.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say. I will say. I think I have a prediction. I think our man's gonna get clapped by the proctor. He's probably gonna have to go through the second part of the exam with a team, and I think she'll probably end up being on that team somehow.
That's
I'm
gonna
not
hurt
sure.
me. That's gonna hurt me to see, but okay. I might have a bad review for next week. All right. My favorite thing about this episode, my favorite thing, was the animation. I thought the spells and shit looked pretty sick.
Yeah.
Like what do they call it? It's Shin. What's
Shinsu.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
looks really
Shinsu.
cool. Like the purple flames and then the like that water magic stuff. It's crispy. Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
They did a good job. I don't know what their budget was, but obviously it's more than season 1. 'cause
Absolutely. Even though season
they
1
weren't-
did look good. I will
Season
say.
1 looked really cool because it had character. It felt hand drawn, and you could see like the grains and the way it just looked cool. It just looked good. Like I don't think there's like, I will say it's a good example of not having a lot of budget but doing the most of what you got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it looks good. Like it doesn't look necessarily like they don't have a good budget. It just looks like that's the style they chose to do the anime in.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
but yeah, they both look good. Obviously, this one, the new season is more updated, so the visuals of the spells do look really cool and can make it more fun to watch. But yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes.
Well,
for sure.
I would say I'd probably give this episode like I'm gonna go like 5.8. I think it was good. There just wasn't enough to it. There wasn't any meat to it, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, there wasn't. I was gonna go down the middle. I was gonna go 5 something in the 5s, so I can get behind that for
Okay.
sure.
5.8 then.
5.8. 5.8.
Cool. Well, you want to hit up some MHA?
I do have a higher rating for MHA. Yeah.
I knew you
great.
would.
Great episode. Lots. I mean, we're fighting now.
How you feeling right now? Are you feeling heart wrenched?
I don't think he's gone, but I don't know if I'm coping or not. I don't think he's gone. But man, I was definitely. I was sitting in my truck today watching it at work, and like this is not happening. But he started popping off, man. He's got heart, bro. He's very good character development. I mean, if you go from where he is now back to the beginning of season 1, he's got some
I
pretty
agree.
solid character development throughout the whole series. So
I agree.
definitely one of my favorite characters.
I think he's had the most growth, in my opinion, out of all of the characters. Next up would probably be like Todoroki.
Yeah, Todoroki, Endeavor. Seems like he is starting
Same, yeah.
to.
They're kind of
get
equal because they both
Yeah.
kind of had the
that same storyline too.
Yeah, that same storyline. So
Deku, honestly, is as far as character growth is, pretty good. I would say.
I mean,
Like-
I would say Deku's kind of the same. He's in my opinion.
he's just.
His mentality. Well, he did go through the dark period and then he came back, so he
Yeah.
did have a little bit of character
He's
growth.
he's a little more mature and
Yeah.
is more ready. I think more confident in himself to
Take charge.
do this. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, and bro, if he shows up and and Bakugo is in the shape he's in, that's actually what I'm really excited for. Is for Deku to get there and see his boy.
He's gonna go off.
He's going to lose it.
He's gonna go off like he's never done before.
He's gonna lose it. Do you remember when Naruto fought Pain?
Yeah, and he saw Hinata, and he just went full Ninetales. Yeah, I remember.
And he was coming off the back of knowing that Jiraiya was toast too. So it's like
Jiraiya, and he thought Itachi was dead. Not Itachi, sorry. Kakashi was dead.
Yeah,
He thought Kakashi was dead because
Yeah.
he dropped in. He was like, "Did Kakashi leave the village?" And he knew. He knew at that second, but he still kept his cool. But then once he saw Hinata, he lost it. So. Yeah, I think Midoriya is going to come in and he's going to lose it. I was actually Saturday. I'd like finished the episode and I was just sitting there. And I audibly said, my girlfriend was reading a book in the back corner while I was watching it, and I audibly said, "Holy fuck!" And I was like, "Callie's going to be so pissed."
Yeah,
I was like, I wanted to text you right then and there. And
I'm glad you did because I did not watch it until today.
I wanted to be like, you are going to be so upset.
God.
But I was like, no, I don't want to pre-blow his socks off. Like, I'm just gonna let him find out on his own.
Yeah, man. I will say I don't think he's gone yet, but he might fucking be. But man, he was God, the animation so good. Like his cluster ability, all of the like when the sweat beads like start to explode and spark around him, it just looks sick.
I loved how they even explained that because he was pushing, because I didn't even realize, I guess I did know this, but didn't understand it throughout the series, that the sweat was just coming out of like his palms.
Yeah.
And now that he's like pushed himself so hard, now it's starting to come out all of his pores, which is wild to think about. His skill has just grown and he's gotten stronger.
It has. Yeah, well, and that's why he made those hand grenades around his hands, is because like it would act like a sauna and just further
and
increase the
collect all of
sweat
it.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you see the preview for the next episode?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, so Dobby is gonna.
Yep.
He's not done. So
we kind of predicted
stoked with
that.
Yeah, we did predict that. So I'm excited to see that. And I'm not going to say too much more about Bakugo. I don't think he's gone. He could be, but
I don't think he's gone either.
Out of it.
I think
we're getting more.
I think that that we're going to get a lot of death baits. We've already gotten 2 this season alone. I think this is going to be our 3rd one. I don't think Bakugo is gone yet.
Yeah.
I don't
think he's gone.
I think he's going to come back out of it. So I don't know how.
Yeah.
Because they did say that man's heart was stopped.
Yeah, it stopped. I mean, it stopped.
However, I am curious. I thought it was interesting that when he was having that like internal moment, he saw the vestige of All Might, the same way that Midoriya sees it when he goes into his quirk.
Is it because of the movie? Did you see the movie?
Well, that movie's not. I don't think that movie is technically canon.
That's what I heard, but then they mention it in the show.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because like they were like there was something between All Might and Deku where I'm pretty sure it was in the show where they were basically like he won't, like he doesn't know or something. There was something where they referred to it, and maybe it was in season 4. It had to have been, because I think the movie is between 3 and 4.
I'll have to do some research and see.
Yeah, we need to check.
Yeah. Because I was under the impression that wasn't canon. If it was canon,
I've heard that.
If it is canon, then that would obviously make plenty of sense. Then, because that would just mean that there's like
way that this does make sense with him seeing All Might, right?
I don't know. There could be another way. I mean, there could
something we don't know.
Yeah, something we just don't know yet. But that would make plenty of sense if it was canon. So we'll see. Well, I'll do some research this week and see if we can determine if it is canon or not. But we'll see. So what's your rating for this one then?
Oof. Gosh, what did I rate last week's?
Actually, you know
it was
what?
8 something.
Before we get into the rating, we didn't even talk about the big 3 coming
Big three.
back.
Yeah.
We
Sorry,
didn't
I wanted to bring that up, and then we kept segueing. Yeah, dude, sick. Sun Eater's awesome. The way they were channeling their powers together, and he was basically ingesting all of whatever that energy and shot that plasma gun. It was sick.
I'm wondering if he like ate a portion of of the hands that are growing out of Shigaraki right now.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they would have done that and just didn't show it. But wasn't she like one of her beams of yellow energy were like funneling into?
He was absorbing
right?
it. That's how he did his like plasma cannon thing.
Yeah, that's sick. And Lemillion, he's pretty cool. I kind of want him to do more.
I was just happy to see him back in action, dude, because like he's been benched for so long.
Yeah. Well, it seems like his defense is like a 10 out of 10, but his offense is like a 2 out of 10 right now.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. They got so many characters in this damn show, though, so maybe he's just really good and can run the defense.
Well,
I'm cool with it. Like,
he's a good defense against this opponent in particular. Like he's very good at just
pretty good,
defending against him. So, but yeah, I would say that those were the biggest honorable mentions. Seeing those three come back and hold them off while we're waiting for Midoriya, and then one last bout from Bakugo before the man got just clapped.
For the heart stops. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that was
good,
it
though.
for me. So what was your score?
Gosh, man. I mean, it's no less than 8. I feel pretty good going 8.5, just in between 8 and 9.
I was actually going to say 8.5 for this episode.
Yeah.
Because it was
good.
really good.
I feel like next week could top it.
It could, yeah.
Could. So, we'll see. They love ending those episodes. So fuck. Cliffhanger, man. Yeah, I used to let episodes stack up, but some shows are just too good. You can't really wait.
Yeah.
So it's worth it. It's worth the pain a little bit here and there to have to wait for the next thing.
It's also nice to like kind of build up the excitement a little bit, because then
I do like that too. The only problem is I just need to stay away from the manga and stay away from don't look stuff up on the internet the way like Instagram's like, oh, you like this anime? Let me force feed everything that you don't want to see. Every spoiler, you get to see it.
Well, official score 8.5 for that.
8.5. 8.5, man. And looking forward to a higher scored episode next week.
Yeah.
That's my guess is next week's gonna be a higher episode.
I'm hoping we get like a 9.0 out of this season. I want to get a 9 or higher.
Yeah. What are we on like?
I think the highest is an 8.9 was the highest I've done so far.
Do we know what episode number this was for this season? I can check real quick.
I believe this is episode 11.
Okay, so we're maybe almost halfway through.
I think they're doing 21 episodes. So yeah, we're about halfway through. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's exciting, man. I am very ready for some more.
Yeah, same. Well, I don't have any other major fitness updates, but I do have an anime recommendation to check out if anybody wants to go look at it. I watched the first 3 episodes this week, and it's coming out weekly, and I'm actually more excited about this new anime than I think I've been excited about any of the other new animes that are coming out, except for maybe Tower of God. I haven't read it before, but I just watched it, and I thought it was really good, at least the first 3 episodes. It's called Wistoria Wand and Sword. I actually sent it to Callie earlier because I was like, hey, you should check this one out. There's only 3 episodes. And
ooh, the art looks cool. The character design looks cool.
The art's really good. Animation's really good. It's got a similar premise to Black Clover, where the main character is trapped in a magical world where he doesn't have any magic powers, but he gets by with just using a sword.
Okay.
But Asta's a little bit different because Asta does have anti-magic. This guy literally just, all he does is just fight with a sword. But he
cool.
has like superhuman abilities and stuff. It's the art design's really good, and the story so far has been really interesting. Especially after this latest episode. If you do watch it this week, wait till after the credits for episode 3 because they give you a glimpse into what he's like aiming to be. Like he's trying to be part of this called the Magia Vanders. And you finally get to see who like the current 4 out of 5 of the Magia Vanders are. And they're sick and they're cool. And I really want to see more of them now. So
hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I highly recommend anybody who hasn't watched it, watch it. And Callie, if you pick it up and you like it, we can start reviewing it on the show next
Yeah,
time.
it looks sick. It's got 4.9 out of about 18,000 reviews.
I'm telling you, dude,
ratings.
you'll like it. I really do think you'll like this one. I would actually recommend that we start reviewing this one over reviewing the Suicide Squad one, because the Suicide Squad one's okay, but this one is, I consider, so far, it feels top notch like Tower of God does. So
I'll look at it. Sick. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I don't have much else, honestly.
Well, I guess that's it for this week then.
But all right, I guess we will see you guys on the other side. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Hidden Online podcast. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe, comment, and like this video for more. You can also find us on Spotify and Instagram at Hidden Online Podcast.